Hello, so welcome to this video where I'm going to very quickly explain a really core value in what agentic orchestration brings, especially to existing tooling. It means that you don't need a huge amount to benefit massively from the capabilities of a relatively simple agentic AI process with Camunda. And let me explain what I mean. I have here really only three tasks. I have here a process which takes in a request for data. We have an agent here, which is the LLM, which is going to decide on how to deal with that request. It has a system prompt, it understands what's going on, and then it has some tools it can use to try and help with the request. One of those is an SAP tool, and this contacts SAP and gets down information. Specifically, this connector, thank you Volker for this connector, by the way, this has the ability to either get all partners for the company or a specific partner details if I give a parameter. And I've just used some natural language to describe to the agent how to use this and how to use the query parameter. So you can see here that I say use exactly this as a parameter to get all partners, and then use just this thing here with an ID in order to get specific partner details, details of a specific partner. And then I have display data. Now, what you might think is that, hey, this is great. I'm able then to query a kind of information and it'll do the query for me. But actually it does much more than that. And I'm going to go in and run this and I'll show you what additional stuff you get. So I'm going to go to task list to kick this off. I'm going to go to processes. I'm going to start this. So I'm going to ask it a thing. It takes this request for data and then displays it. So my data request is show me all partners created in 2025. Okay, so let's start that process. Now, the interesting part about that, which you may already realized, is that this task here can't actually do that. It doesn't have the query parameters to actually query over a specific time. So what will the agent do? Well, the agent is trying to solve this problem, and the first thing it does is it actually does run that service to get the partners, and then it recontextualizes the question based on that new information which is in the process, and very, very quickly goes to display data. So if I then go to task list and click on display data, we see that this has given us that specific list, right? After thorough review of the business data, I can confirm that these are specifically the ones that are there. They're also the partisan system created. Blah, blah. Okay, that's pretty good, right? The nice thing is that this was able to use what is a relatively rigid service and be able to expand that to ensure that users don't have to deal with those limitations. So for instance, if I say, show me all of the partners, the nice thing here as well is it'll do that, but it's not going to need to spin around and run the contact SAP task again. Rather, it's just going to realize, oh, I actually have the list of partners already. I dealt with it earlier, so I'll just give those ones. So we have here, there's all the partners. And another nice thing we can do, and this I really like, is the let's say I want details on this partner. So I can ask follow-up questions. I'm going to ask in here, can you give me more details on this partner? Now, why is this interesting? It's because I'm going to ask for this particular partner and it's going to query it, great. But the query parameters are the ID of the partner, not the name. So it has to do a bunch of extra work there. It needs to figure out, oh, I actually need to check out what the ID of that partner is in order to use this call activity, or use this task, sorry. So it'll trigger that, and then hopefully it'll go back around to display data. And then what we'll get is the ability then to not have to do sort of tinkery things like have to look up IDs or have to read JSON objects for those files. Instead, the agent can just do that as you're stepping through the data. So there we go. There's the information that we need about this particular partner, all given to us, which is just from this REST call. It's super cool, but think about it from a better perspective. Think about it from the perspective of how many more different tasks you might have with really different ways of enriching data. The key thing here is that we have given a task here for a user that now they don't need to do all the quite laborious work of trying to fight with what's available in terms of getting the data and then parsing that data. We have an agent to do that. So agentic orchestration is about decision making. It's about knowing what the current context of your process is and utilizing that for a better experience in general. Hope this is useful. Cheerio.